Phoenix61 here with your fresh daily dose of World of Warships Legends. Today we are in the Sumner. This is the regular line of American destroyers, right? The Tier 8. I think you could argue these have gotten a little bit power crept by other, there's quite a bit of other stuff out there, right? Like especially like the newer Pan-European line of ships that are good fire gunboating ships that come with smoke and radar, right? So, but these, alas, they're still good, right? They're still good gunboats, and I still have good games with them, and I try to mix up my play here and there. So today we're playing the Sumner. But yeah, so we'll push up into the zone. We do have to be careful of other destroyers that have those other fancy little tricks, and then of course up at Tier 8, definitely going to want to keep an eye out for radar cruisers as well. There's a Worcester out there, right? So, yeah, whether they're here with us or not, we'll find out, right? But we are getting challenged. The zone is contested, and then we do get spotted because, well, we don't have the greatest concealment, right? And then Lucian shows up. So I sent torpedoes off to the right over there with the hope that the that battleship that was outside the zone kept moving up that direction. But Lucian's trying to, we're going to try and avoid them, right? Like a hefty health pool, good guns, right? So we sent torps that direction. We do get a little lucky with the torpedo hit, but for the most part, I'm trying to go undetected here because, well, there's 3 ships that are going to probably shoot at us. I don't really want to drop my smoke screen. I'm probably the only one spotting anything on this flank, right? So, but yeah, Lucian drops his smoke. Try to take a couple of cheeky shots on him before he goes undetected, and then he, of course, moves out of it too. So gets spotted again for a little bit there. But yeah, Lucian's got those deep water torpedoes, so we don't have to worry too much about torpedoes, but I don't want to get teamed up on between the Lucian and then the 2 battleships, and I'd be alone in the zone, right? So we'll let our battleship over here take some of the heat. I do think he's pushing up a little hard there. Granted, there's a destroyer in the zone, but you do you. But we'll continue to hang back and support, play a little bit conservative with this ship for now anyway, right? Let's make sure we manage this without giving away our ship, right? So Lepanto out there, we're going to drop our smoke. We're in good position. This Schlieffen's probably going to keep a couple of these battleships spotted for a little bit here, so we'll help out with guns, right? You kind of want to build these out as gunboats. That's kind of where they shine the most. They are kind of a good balance, right? Like it's a decent balance of okay torpedoes, okay guns, right? Decent health. Right, so it's such a mix, but it's also kind of like it's not good. It's a little bit good at everything, but it's not great at anything, so that's kind of the challenge with this ship. Sometimes I find it hard to figure out how to play with them. But Lucian gets himself spotted again, so we're going to try and finish him off. And then that's going to give us a little bit of free reign here. So we get rid of him. That's for first blood. See if we can trigger fire on the battleships. Schlieffen's got, yeah, that's what I was saying about that Schlieffen. Like, you're right, he's pushed up quite a bit, but that's your typical German battleship style, right? See if he gets any torpedo hits here. And yeah, we do get these really long smoke screens, right? So I think the biggest key here with these ships, the biggest way to play with these is figure out a good positioning and where you can use that smoke screen and utilize it the most, right? Which usually involves somebody else spotting, which, other cruisers and battleships may not like you for, sitting in your smoke screen, not keeping anything spotted, but it is what it is. Just keeping an eye on the battleship here. And we'll have to figure out where Lepanto's going. So figured I'd poke my butt out here and just get a spot on him real quick just to see what he's doing. And then if he's going to head this way, right, we'll send some torpedoes for him. Get a cheeky shot with the guns before we duck into the smoke. Then yeah, he fires his guns, so he gets spotted. And it looks like we might have a torpedo hit on him there. Yes, we can. So now there's the British battleship that's in the zone still. We'll have to take care of him, manage him, see where he is at. Smoke screen's about to run out anyway. Alright, he's on the other side, but he is headed this way, right? He just fired his guns the other direction, so I'm going to take the opportunity to get the reset on the zone here and get a couple of shots off. We can always stop firing our guns and duck behind islands here if we get into trouble. And then, yeah, we've got quite a bit of time left before we've got torps reloaded. So then, yeah, he doesn't seem to care about us. He continuing to look the other direction, so we'll just take advantage of it here. Then, yeah, we're up to 61,000 damage with 2 kills. Most of the damage is probably guns, right? Only 2 torpedo hits. Guns and fires. See if he is annoyed enough with us yet to look this way. Might be able to get him with the fire. Did look like he was starting to aim his guns this direction, so I'm going to duck behind the island. And that'll make us go unspotted. And we'll see if we get him with the fire. And we do. So now we are free and clear on this zone. And looking at the other side of the map, it looks like we've got some making up to do here. We are up on ships, which is good, but right, and we'll get an easy cap here, depending on where their other destroyer went. But we'll do our duty for the time being. Somebody is calling it out. I'm only going to capture it because you told me to, okay? Okay? Yeah, it is a Katsonis, so for the other destroyer, right, I'm keeping an eye on that, right? So that's the Pan-European line I was talking about, right? That's the newer-ish line of destroyers that are going to have good guns, smokescreen, and radar, right? And so that's quite a challenging conundrum to deal with when you do not have one of those tools, right? So we'll keep an eye out for him, and probably better concealment than we have too, right? But smokescreen is ready. These battleships are just out of range here right now, right? So we'll just keep moving up, and we'll wait for a better opportunity to use the smoke here. We're confident that they're going to be in position for us to shoot for a while, then we'll use the smoke, right? We're also potentially distracting them and drawing fire away from other teammates, right? So to kind of keep that in mind. We've got a decent amount of health left, so a salvo or two, you know, if we angle or whatever, run away, we might be able to get away with it. So there is the Katsonis, so that's nice just to know where he is. I'm going to drop the smoke and see if he stays spotted here. He doesn't. I was kind of hoping he was within gun range of somebody else, and somebody else might have kept him spotted, but yeah, he had a good amount of health and was already guns ablaze, and so we lost a little bit there. We'll send torpedoes that direction. Hopefully he meets one of those. If not, maybe the Ohio will. And then this way we're going to get the zone cap too, hopefully, before that Katsonis gets over here with his radar. If he's got it available still at this point in the game, right? We are located, so we know we are the closest one to him. The little located arrowy icon thing in the kind of top rightish area. There's the Katsonis' radar, and so yeah, we're at a little bit of a issue here, but we can see where the guns are coming from, right? I see him firing over there, and so we're gonna move out and see if we can get out of the smoke screen so that we can spot him as well, and then we're gonna send the torpedoes that direction too. And then the radar actually just ended, so we actually could probably still use our smoke screen here and see if we can get the cap. Maybe we'll get lucky with a torpedo too. But yeah, the other reason to move out of the smoke screen in that situation too is like, right, they're going to send torpedoes through it. So 131,000 damage for this game. And ship count, we're only up one ship now and down a zone. So we're still down quite a few points here just because they've had the Alpha and Bravo caps for a significant amount of time here. So I'm hoping that this Katsonis, right, is a little bit low enough on health that we can outgun him and get rid of him, and that would help solidify a win for us here. And then we get spotted first, right, so we know he's got a little bit better concealment. And then sure enough, he is low on health, because I think we might have hit him with a torpedo too. So we'll go guns a-blazing, see if we can get rid of him. And we can. And now we don't have much of our own health left to manage, right? So we're going to have to be super, super careful. But there are only 2 ships left, right? So when you run into this situation, especially as a destroyer, right? And we're out of smoke screens too, right? You're still super, super valuable to your team, right? You can just go around, capture zones, and even just keeping other ships spotted, like battleships and cruisers in particular, to let your battleships and cruisers go to town on them, with them potentially being behind cover, right? So You're still super, super valuable even if you have low health, so don't give away your ship. We'll stick around in the zone here. Well, this is actually just the only guy that's left here. I was like, do we stay in the zone and get the zone, or do we see if we can get up to him? Because we do have 4 kills, so I was like, maybe we could get a crack in here, right? We could leave it alone. But we'll cap the zone. I'm always up for... I think on the Sumner, I don't even have all the, like, modules, like all the unlocks for it. So I think I was going for XP here to try and get more stuff unlocked for the ship. So we'll get the zone cap, and then we'll push up as quick as we can, see if we can cheese the last hit on him here. By the looks of it, probably not, right? There's all 3 of the other ships on my team are all... That's the only thing that they have left to shoot at, so they're probably pushing in too. And then we'll go through commander build at the end of the game as well, like I normally do. Like I said, for the most part, kind of just building it out as gunboat. And if we got enough time, we could cap the B hole here too. If he's gonna stay unspotted. So yeah, those the Dutch cruisers, right, have pretty good concealment, so that's probably why he's not spotted, but he does. I think maybe we spotted him there, I'm not sure, but he does fire his gun, so of course that's going to get him spotted, and then we'll send the torps, but yeah, he's super, super low on health, and then the Kerfurst, Jesus, gets the last hit on the kill there, so we don't get our Kraken. That is okay. Then, yep, 3,400 XP is a great score. That puts us at the top of the leaderboard here. And walked away with about 300,000 in silver almost there. So that's a good haul for tier 8 regular tech tree. And then, yep, so yeah, I only had 2. Yeah, so I still got 1 more module to go for the Sumner to unlock all of the upgrades for it here. We will put 1 more on here if I've got the credits for it. Firing range increase or torpedoes. Does take away a little bit of torpedo concealment, but it's not a big deal. We'll go with the firing. We'll go with the guns, since the guns are kind of where it's at with this ship. But yeah, I'm using aiming system, right, for your optional slots here, right? Using aiming system mod, you could go traverse speed, right? And then I like propulsion mod, that's generally what I pick. And then concealment is almost always a must. And then we are using gun control fire system for the 4th slot. I am using Vincent Mordoff, but he's not too much different than some of the regular commanders. And then for inspirations, right, build into HE shell damage, and William Sims is always a good choice for inspiration on destroyers because that gives you quite a bit more health. But yeah, as you can see through the regular, picks here, we're just going guns, 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 right? And then I do pick the smoke on the water, right? I don't really like this sheltered arms, right? Like, it's just, I don't know, it's... Yeah, like, I mean, if you get it upgraded all the way, maybe you could pick that, but then, I don't know, and then maybe a different legendary perk, right? And then you could always pick Perceptive, too, but this is how I have it right now. I like Smoke on the Water since it does give you, a percentage increase of smoke duration, right? And since you already have a long smoke duration, you get quite a bit more out of that perk, so that's what I've been doing with the ship, right? Whether it's the best or not, is up for grabs. But thank you for watching my video all the way through, guys. Really do appreciate it. Please do subscribe to the channel. I do Legends videos almost every day. Occasionally here and there we miss. And then we also live stream. I try to shoot for at least once a week, right? Depending on my mood, right? So, but my schedule's kind of off and random on that, right? I don't really have anything set. So if you're interested in that, hit the bell button, right? Get notifications, and you can see when we go live. We're a little more relaxed environment and just kind of have fun with the game. Nothing too serious. So, but yeah, thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow.